Welcome to a very casual video of the Kindle Scribe versus the Lenovo Yoga paper. Now, if you may have heard, at CES 2023, the international version of this was announced. However, it's not going to be worlds different than what you see here today. The actual store, the bookstore, will be a little bit different, but that's pretty much it. It is just going to be roughly the same as what you're seeing here. Given that, let's check it over. These are the home screens on both of these devices. They have some stuff at the bottom at the Amazon, home, library, notebooks, more, and the thing you are reading. And on the left, you have my device, notebook, library, bookstore, and apps. Right now, because this is the Chinese version sent to us by Lenovo directly, there is no bookstore. It doesn't work outside of China. It is completely, basically just locked out. Whereas obviously this is the Amazon bookstore. This has the greatest selection of books, editorials, manga, newspapers, audiobooks, anywhere in the world. It's unparalleled. So if you want a ecosystem where you can download millions of titles, you want the Amazon bookstore because it's just better in every way. You can sideload books onto here. That's not a problem at all. You can download books from your PC on both of these units. You can just slide them in. USB on the side, USB on the side, just drag and drop them. As you can see here, we have some books, we have some manga, we have some PDFs. We're just going to look at some stuff right now. So when we go to the top bar, we have some things we can do for drop downs. We have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, screen rotation. Yes, this has screen rotation. You have sync, Bluetooth, airplane mode. You have brightness, of course. We're going to show you brightness in a little bit. Dark mode to flip everything into an inverted mode. And on this, you actually have 3 speed modes. You have clear, smooth, and fast. Clear is going to be the best overall look. And then you have 2 other speed modes. The Kindle does not have any speed modes, unfortunately. So if you're looking to speed this up, you cannot do that. As you've noticed, the pen is completely cross-compatible. This is the Lenovo pen. It's a little bit small, but it can be used on both because this is a Wacom eNote with a note-taking layer, so you can feel free to do all that. Neither of these have audio. They do have wireless audio via Bluetooth. Same on here, same on here. You have the volume, you have Bluetooth, same on that. You can change both of those, but you'll need to connect peripherals, headphones, speakers, etc. Starting off, we'll talk about PDFs. If you sideload a PDF onto both of these, they act differently. For example, on the Lenovo, I can start taking notes. That's it. That's as easy as it comes. You get the whole palette on the side done. On the Amazon, it matters how you put it on. For example, if we sideload it, you get the little Adobe logo. You actually cannot take any notes. It just thinks you're touching it with the pen. If you tap the top and go over to change everything, you get basically the Adobe version of how to change all this. So it's going to be orientation, margins, boldness, that's it. So you cannot take notes on PDFs. However, if you use the send to Kindle option, which is the actual web page you must visit, then you can take notes on here. Now, the note-taking functionality is very low, so we'll save that for a second, but you do get some stuff like a clear highlighter. You get a pen, and you can use your pen as your fingertip. If you're wearing gloves or something like that, you can totally do that, but that's basically the only actual options you have. Whereas on the Lenovo, you have a lot more pens. You actually have 9 different pens. You have thicknesses, you have eraser, you have selector tools. So there's a lot more here. And you actually have this, which is immersive reading. You do have to connect a Bluetooth speaker or wireless headphones in order to do it. But basically what it'll do is just you can play your music while you read. Kind of a cool feature. Very interesting, to say the least. You do have share as well. And share will, you have to close that. Share will allow you to send by email or Miracast exactly what is on your screen. So that is very useful, very good feature. But now we have to talk about ebooks. Something very strange about the Amazon. You would expect that you are able to take notes on ebooks. You're not. You cannot take notes on an ebook. Kind of silly. I'm not sure why they didn't have that out of the gates. They may have a software update in the future, but right now we do not know. However, you can click this, which is sticky notes, and you can make a sticky note like that, click out of it, and now you have your sticky note on the page right there. You can view them later by clicking the top and going over to your notes, so don't worry about that. You can find it later, and you can, if you can see it, there's a very tiny little notepad page, and that means it's a sticky note. However, on the Lenovo, you just take notes right on the page, and you get the full palette as well. So I can do highlighter, I can do pencil, mechanical pencil, paintbrush, anything I wish, I can totally use that right on the page. So this makes more sense because it's an e-note, but obviously the reading experience on the Amazon is going to be better. Everything's quicker. You have X-ray, you have a lot of different things you can choose here. Vocabulary builder, you can find an accompanying, if it has it, audiobook because of the store experience. So there's a lot better of an overall reading experience on the Kindle than the Lenovo. You can even do translate actually as well. You can translate books and PDFs if you want to. You can box a big amount of space, go like this, go over to translation, and actually translate any language to any language you see on this drop down menu. It's all just so quick. It's so easy and so quick. We just changed that passage into Chinese, which is just, it's a very useful thing. Now on the Lenovo, you just have kind of a basic ebook reader. You can change some things, but it is mostly just leaving it up to you for the side palette. But you do have some things you can do. You can do text settings, you can do add bookmarks, search, and you can go over here. This just gives you some overlay and a table of contents, quick navigation, go to page, etc. So really, when it comes down to it, you can take notes on the ebook here, which is fantastic, but the reading experience is a little bit more fluid and immersive on the Kindle. While the Lenovo is better at PDFs than the Kindle, the Manga, it's not even close. It looks terrible on the Lenovo. The thing about it is that this is only going to be as good as your source material, but honestly, even high-res images just don't look good on this because everything needs to be side-loaded, whereas Amazon has dedicated official manga that is purchasable from their website, from their store, their ecosystem. So you get things like the fast page turn engine borrowed and pulled from the manga model in Japan way back in 2016. That is really cool. Everything looks so good. It's so crisp. You can pinch and zoom. It's formatted perfectly. It's just so good. It's so much better than worrying about, oh, does this read that format? Because remember, on the Lenovo, it can't read PNG. It can't read some image formats. It can't open APK files. So there's a lot of formats it actually can't utilize, whereas this, if you just purchase and download things from their website, from their store directly on this unit, you don't have to worry about that. And actually, they take it a step further because depending on the type of manga or graphic novel you are reading, it actually displays in a different way. For example, if we go over to this one, Overwatch, this is a graphic novel purchased and downloaded from the Amazon store. And now what happens is that this is completely catered to this unit. If you double tap, it actually goes into panel view, and it's going to go panel by panel and be perfectly formatted. And as you can see here, it shows you the overview and then it dives into each individual cell. That's really cool. You can obviously get out of it anytime you want by going like that, and you can still pinch and zoom on the page. So it really is just an amazing manga experience on the Amazon, whereas on the Lenovo, it just leaves it up to you. But because of that, you get formatting errors. You may not even be able to open it based on the actual format of the file itself. It's just not a contest. Unfortunately, this is the time in the movie where the ground opens up and there's this huge chasm, and then you see all the lava, and then you got the Kindle on one side of the green grass and the Lenovo on one side, and Lenovo's saying jump, jump, but the Kindle won't jump because these are just so different. It's not even close at this point. The Amazon only has one pen with a couple thicknesses, a highlighter, which is just a highlighter, and that's it. You get the eraser, you get disable touch pen effectively, so if you have gloves on and you can't touch the screen, you can actually utilize this as the capacitive touch for your fingertip. So that's kind of a little bit of a redundant feature, but it is there. And then you get back, that's it, and move to the right side, left side. And another downside, and this is a big one, it really is, especially for Wacom, whether I press really hard or really light, the difference between the light pressure sensitivity and the heavy pressure sensitivity is nowhere near any other device on the market. That is not a huge disparity. It should be completely on different ends of the 4,000 level spectrum of pressure sensitivity. This is far more accurate, and this is the best feeling glass-based e-note of all time. This one has the best feeling, and remember, these pen tips are the exact same, whether you get the premium pen, the basic pen, or the Lenovo, or the EREADER, or the Onyx, or anything. These tips are going to be the exact same, and it's just more slippery and glidey on the Scribe than it is on the Lenovo. This has a way better feel to it, significantly better. The Amazon just has no features. Now granted, this can be fixed with software, but as it stands for face value, this just can't do anything. Whereas on the Lenovo, you get 9 different pens, different colors, different thicknesses, way better pressure sensitivity, eraser, you also have selector tool, and when you do the selector tool, this is really nice. If I select that, I can actually mirror flip it vertically or horizontally. No other device does that. No other device actually allows you to do that. You can rotate, but no one will actually allow you to flip the image and do a mirror swap. I can add recordings directly on the page, which is silly because I can't listen to them. I'm recording right now. Hello everyone, I'm recording. But if I try to play it, it's going to say connect Bluetooth because obviously I can't hear it. There's no speaker package. So that's just kind of silly actually. But we also go further. We have layers. We can do 6 layers. We can do different templates as well. We have lots of different templates. Music, we have 40 something templates here. Sports, education, you can do drafting, you can do play-by-plays. You do have a ton of different functionality and options. And something specific to this unit actually really is that this is the only unit in the world outside of the Remarkable 2 that recognizes tilt. No other device does that, and it does it on any pen. It has nothing to do with this pen at all. Whereas on the Amazon, you just get this one pen effectively. It's quick. Don't get me wrong, it's very quick, but this is just as quick, especially if you have the different speed modes at your disposal. It's very fast, but it's oh so limiting. That's really all you can do. And it's a shame that this is a dedicated e-note release. You can't buy it without the pen. One of your 4 options is notebooks, and they're promoting it as such. They have an Amazon pen they built from the ground up. They didn't just throw in a Wacom pen. This is an e-note. It's like the Ellipsa. It's like the Sage. But they just didn't do anything to the software. This is the big problem right there, the software. They can fix it, and once they do, this is coming. This is coming, trust me. This is coming for everyone. This is coming for Huawei. This is coming for Lenovo. This is coming from EREADER. It has all the potential and all the tools to be great, but right now there's just no competition. Even though this is the Chinese version, even though this is the one with no bookstore, the note-taking experience is not even close. This is an actual e-note with dedicated functions, a lot of things you can do. The Amazon is just way too simple. You get a couple templates down below, but that's really it. You have no features on this thing currently. I love the Amazon. I want them to expand this palette. I really do. I want Lenovo to have the bookstore expanded. I really want to see both of these succeed because they're both really nice and they add their own stylistic flair. We have the rubber stoppers on the back here. We got this little stylus divot here. These are really nice devices, and like a lot of our users are saying, yes, e-notes are becoming mainstream. Electronic paper screen note-taking tablets, aka e-notes, are becoming more mainstream than they've ever been as of recently. You have Huawei, you have Kobo Rakuten, you have Kindle, you have Lenovo. You got a lot of major manufacturers making these, more so than the older days when it was just Onyx and Boyu and Sony. That's all it was. Hope you enjoyed this side-by-side. Yes, we do have individual reviews on both of these units on our channel, especially with the Amazon, having lots of comparisons. These are the realistic actual things and hindrances you're going to run into on both of these devices on a day-to-day basis. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, leave it down below.